What is up, guys? Marshall here and welcome back to the Road to Rio. We're now on episode 8, I do believe. Filipe Luis, he is our last recruit. He comes in at left back for, I think it was Junior Cesar. So there's the squad at the minute. I've got 6 non-res and 5 silvers to replace. First team I come up against is an all-Premier League rare gold team with Eden Hazard, who's always a tricky customer, and Nani playing on the opposite side to what he usually plays. Now I do get off to a flyer in this game. It is Gilvan, pulling all the strings yet again, like he always seems to do. Getting into the box, he's unlucky with his effort. It comes out to Ibson, and then it comes to Lima, who hits the post, as Ibson did with that fierce drive before putting it into the net. I got very lucky with that. I'm surprised it actually came back to Lima to score. Now later on, this is all he did all game. Run down the wing with either Nani or Hazard and just chip it across, and that's how we got that goal through. Darren Bent does it in the second half this time. Darren Bent, the provider for Podolski to put it into the net. Again, if they do that down the wings, I just can't catch them simply because I just don't have the pace. And then right late on, it's basically nearly extra time. Wait, I say extra time, nearly full time. Jar Jar gets us back in the game with that lovely little goal there, with the scoop turn, with the touch, with the hit, right in the bottom corner. And this changed the game, because right after this goal, he tried to take on my whole team, which is ill-advised, especially at this stage of the game. I come forward, it is Gilvan. Once the ball's at this guy's feet, you can't get it off him. Little couple of step overs before firing it in the bottom corner, and what a turnaround. From being literally 3 minutes away from defeat to winning 3-2, that is just amazing. And all of these games I play in this episode seem to have that pivotal moment right at the end of the game that could change the match. Now I'm going to get rid of Antonio Ferreira. He's been amazing for me, but honestly, I couldn't get rid of Gilvan, Kelvin, Jar Jar. And then it was a toss-up between him and Cicinho. Unfortunately, he had to go. In comes Miranda. No, could have went with, I think, Dante, or Dante, however you want to say his name. I think he's a non-rare, but I've went for Miranda. I've had him before. I know he's good, and he'll fit in alongside David Luiz. First team I come up against in the Gold Cup is a silver team then. It's very pacey, well up front anyways, with King. He's got Wine at centre-back, and straight away Miranda has just the nightmare of debuts, giving away a penalty there. I thought I did have enough speed just to get across, get a toe on it, just pip it off him basically before I had the shot, because you know a shot from that angle is basically guaranteeing a goal. But as you can see, I just fall short, and he does get the penalty. He's going to take it with Noble. He takes an absolute age to kick the ball. I actually got bored, so I moved my keeper. And once I moved my goalkeeper, he actually fired it in the opposite side of the net. I thought I'd call his bluff and just dive the way my keeper was, basically. But it just didn't pay off. Then King, he has a run at Miranda through. Miranda wins the ball back brilliantly. What I'm doing with the back heel, I'll never know. And he just squares it for Cameron Jerome to just simply tuck past my on-rushing goalkeeper. I don't know why the keeper started coming out there. If he stayed on his line, he probably saved it, but I do get a lifeline at half-time, basically given to us. Lima strikes it in the net. It's a poor throw from his goalkeeper. I do win in the air. I think it was Jar Jar that won the header, down to Lima, and Lima makes it 2-2. And then this, in the second half, I tried that kind of knuckleball free kick that Ronaldo does with Jar Jar. It all came to an end when David Luiz just walked it into the net. Got very, very lucky there. It goes in extra time this game. I do take the lead for the first time in the game. Ibson working his magic, got very lucky in fairness before drilling it into the bottom corner of the net. 103 minutes on the clock, but my opponent, he does come back into it very swiftly. 104 minutes. It's basically exactly after I'd scored to get my first lead in the game, but I do retake the lead into the second half of extra time. Lovely strike that from Gilvan, right into the bottom corner. Nearly rolled all the way across the line, but it did go in. But it was heartache late on yet again, more drama. Right at the end of the match, Cameron Jerome robbing Miranda and just running through, and easy as I like, just tapping it into the back of the net. So this game goes into penalties. He has a chance to score the winning penalty. It is Noble again who scored the penalty earlier in this episode, and he does tuck it in. I thought he was going to go down the centre because he'd done it before in previous penalties, so unfortunately I do get the loss. This is my next opponent. What a strike force that is. Ibrahimovic and Wallison. I did not want to play this game against them two, and straight away in the second half Ibrahimovic does that scoop turns David Luiz before firing it in at the near post. But again, as all the other games, there was late drama. Right in the 90th minute then, Lima strikes to take it in extra time. low into the bottom corner. I do get very lucky because that was one of the few chances I actually did have in the game. But we went in extra time and I did take control. This time Lima running through into Ibson, who should have scored. And then just look at the power behind Gilvan's effort. My God, nearly took the back of the net off. Brilliant strike from Gilvan. Of course, I'm joking. That was one of the worst efforts and probably one of the worst goals I have ever scored. But it does guarantee us the win, and we can upgrade yet again. It's going to be the centre midfielder Jar Jar, simply because I just want to keep the other positions because they are more pivotal than that centre mid position. He comes out, in comes Elias then. He's basically a lot more defensive. He's got less skills, but he does have pace. He does have great defending attributes. And that is it for this episode, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. Like if you did, sub if you haven't already subscribed, and I'll catch you guys next time.